In a spirit of respect for one another and out of the diversity of religious traditions we come from, let us pray. Loving source of all wisdom, we welcome your presence with us today as we celebrate the dedication, hard work, and accomplishments of these graduates and of this institution. Show us where we need to go from here. On this day of endings and beginnings, we applaud the transmission of wisdom from one generation to the next, and yet we are awed by all that remains unknown. Encourage us always to dwell among those who savor beauty, practice truth, advance community, respond in compassion, are animated by wisdom not their own, empowered by a spirit they do not possess, and awed by mystery which defies comprehension. May this convocation ceremony give us renewed hope, courage, and energy. Amen.
Madam Chancellor, Mr. Chief Justice, honorary degree recipients, distinguished guests, colleagues, graduates, family, and friends, good afternoon. On behalf of Mount St. Vincent University, I'm delighted to welcome you to our fall convocation. This afternoon, we celebrate the accomplishments of nearly 200 graduates from virtually all of our programs. Our graduates have studied full-time and part-time, on and off campus, and for varying periods of time. Those from professional programs may have pursued co-op or practica routes. Whatever the path that has brought you, our graduates, to this auditorium today, you each reflect the flexible options available to Mount students and this university's commitment to accessibility. Congratulations to you all. Let's all take this opportunity to give our graduating class a round of applause. Graduates, now it's your turn. I know you would want me to also acknowledge the friends and family and others who have supported you to get to where you are today, so let's return the compliment. I also want to acknowledge those members of the Mount community, our faculty members who have taught and advised and guided our graduates. We are very fortunate at Mount St. Vincent to have a dedicated group of faculty, active scholars, and dedicated teachers who challenge and encourage each one of our students to develop their own intellectual potential. I'd like to extend a special welcome today to graduates of our external Master of Education programs. We are pleased, and you will see from the roster of graduates in your programs, to welcome today students from Ontario and from Newfoundland to join your colleagues from Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island in graduating today. We welcome, I know, some of you to campus for the first time today as you have completed your studies through distance education. Your presence also is testament to the accessibility that I spoke of a moment ago. I'd like as well to make special mention of members of the Mount community who graduate today. Carolyn Nobes, Our Open Learning Program Coordinator receives her Master of Arts in Education. And Pam Lynch, brought your own cheering section, I see. And Pam Lynch, a part-time faculty member with our Department of Human Ecology, receives her Master of Human Ecology. Today, we also pay tribute to 3 outstanding women who will receive honorary degrees: Janet Connors, Alleyne Murphy, and Kathleen Shannon, who will be introduced to you more formally a little later. We are very honored by their presence with us and salute their extraordinary accomplishments. Each of these women serves as a role model for our students, demonstrating what an individual can achieve. Graduates, as you leave the Mount today, no doubt your excitement and perhaps relief are tinged with anxiety about what the future may hold. Let me assure you that you are well prepared to face a future because a university education is a worthwhile investment. There are many positive indicators that employers want and value university graduates. A much-cited employability skills profile developed by the Conference Board in Canada shows that Canadian employers want individuals who can communicate, think critically and logically, and who love to learn. These are the very skills which the Mount seeks to foster in our students. We believe that for students in the arts and sciences, their studies provide a solid foundation for the development of these critical thinking, problem-solving, and communication skills. On my recent travels meeting with alumni, I met a political studies graduate from a few years ago, now practicing law as in-house legal counsel with a major Canadian utility company. Another serving as a trust officer with a major financial institutions. These are arts graduates. Just 2 examples which illustrate how those core skills I've spoken of can be developed and can open doors of a variety of kinds. Students in our professional programs also develop these skills through study in the arts, sciences, and professional fields which make up their programs, and the combination of classroom study with practical work experience. On those same travels, I met several graduates from one of our professional programs, all working for the same company, a high-tech company in one of Canada's major cities. The company representative told me they also had 2 of our co-op students with them this year. This spoke volumes to me about how employers feel about the excellence of our students and our graduates. Graduates, your university education develops important foundation skills for life and living, as well as career. And in this rapidly changing world we live in, the flexibility to adapt to changing environments. Mount St. Vincent graduates enjoy some distinct advantages. We are, after all, a distinctive university, the only Canadian university dedicated primarily to the higher education of women. We strive here at the Mount to create an environment where all our students' voices can be heard, where the curriculum reflects the perspectives and experiences of women as well as men, and where students can see women and men in a variety of roles. The Mount also provides a personalized learning environment. We treat students as individuals, challenge them individually to develop their full academic and leadership potential. And because we believe higher education should be accessible, we offer bridging programs, distance delivery, and flexible class scheduling tailored to the needs of students with career and family responsibilities. Mount St. Vincent has a solid reputation for excellence. Let me share with you just a few recent examples. One of our English graduates recently received a very prestigious fellowship to pursue her doctoral studies at Rutgers University in New Jersey. We have a proportionately high number of science students who receive postgraduate scholarships from the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council. Last spring alone, 3 of our students received these prestigious awards. We are the only Atlantic Canadian university where Walt Disney World actively recruits for cooperative education work placements. This year, that organization chose 6 of our students for its prestigious World Showcase Fellowship and World Showcase Cultural Representative programs. Our business administration graduates consistently exceed the overall national pass rate for the uniform final exam offered by the Canadian Institute of Chartered Accountants. An Mount student is placed among the top 20 of a total of 3,000 candidates in 2 of the past few years. Mount graduates have made their mark in every area. We pride ourselves on educating graduates who make a difference. Each of you is a success story in your own way, and we are proud of every one of you. Graduates, I welcome you to our family of alumni. Please stay in touch with the Mount as we will stay in touch with you. I look forward to seeing you at alumni gatherings in your area, at reunions back at the Mount campus, or as you continue your studies. I wish all of you well in your life and career goals. Congratulations and all the best.
Good afternoon, Madam Chancellor, Madam President, honored guests, family, friends. I would like to welcome you here today on behalf of all of us who are graduating, and thank you for sharing in this special occasion with us. All of us here graduating today have heard a familiar line over the past couple of months. Now you're ready to enter the real world. I am one of the fortunate ones who managed to find a job in the field I had studied for. And I love the real world. I have weekends off now. Every one of us here graduating have just completed what I consider the hardest years of our lives. We had 5 days of classes, some hard, some easy. We had friends in crises at some point. We all had more assignments and more papers than we ever thought possible to complete. Then we had the midterms, the finals, and the all-nighters. On top of it all, some of us had jobs in the evenings or on weekends. Some of us even had families to tend to in the evenings when we went home. Many of us have tried to find time for sports, the gym, societies, and extracurricular activities, just to ease the mind a little. Then amongst all the stress and the tight schedules, we all found time to make time for our friends and a social life. So at this point, I'd like to say, bring on the real world. Because we all made it through university, we can make it through anything. We have worked harder to make it here today than we will work for anything the rest of our lives. At this point, I would like to describe to you what the Mount has given to us in our short time here. We will never forget the walks up to Everestus, the fights to find a parking spot, the parties at Vinnie's, the deep conversations, or deep sleeps in the link, the conversations, the most importantly, all the friends that we've made while we are here. Many people wonder about the Mount because it does have a lower student population than other universities, but I think it's one of its most attractive characteristics. Because of its size, the classes are smaller, which has allowed us to become closer. It is here at the Mount that I have met some of my closest friends, which I know I will cherish forever. I would like to say thank you to all of my friends. Thank you for your help with all the problems. Thank you when the computer wouldn't work. Thank you when I needed to talk or just needed help to walk. I will not forget it, and I will not have made it through these years without you. Friends are not the only ones who have helped us here today. Mount St. Vincent has the best to offer when it comes to professors. We all have had our favorites who helped us through those hard assignments and gave us a push when we needed. I would personally like to thank all of my professors, especially the business departments and the accounting department. In particular, Bruce Densmore, who gave me the inspiration, and Wendy Doyle, who gave me the encouragement. The caring and approachable faculty here at the Mount is the greatest resource of knowledge and support that students have, and they are the ones who helped set the Mount apart. I would like to also express my deep appreciation to the families who not only supported us financially, but were there when we needed a weekend of home cooking or a familiar voice on the phone. Our families had a great part in getting us here today, and I am so glad that so many have made it to share this day with us. There is one other person whom I think we should each thank and congratulate: ourselves. Everyone here today has worked hard to achieve this recognition. In the end, it all came down to us. We were the ones who studied, we were the ones that spent the nights, we were the ones that did it. I know that our families and friends and professors are all very proud of us of our achievement, and I would like to congratulate each and every one of you graduating with me today. Be proud of your success. It will be the first of many. Thank you.
Madam Vice Chancellor and President, it is my privilege to present to you the candidates for the Collegiate Honors of Graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study, and I ask that Nora Nickinson be awarded the Certificate in Business Administration. Janardon Biswas, the Diploma in Business Administration with Distinction and Highest Aggregate.
Madam Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you the candidates for the Collegial Honors of Graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study, and I ask that they be admitted to the baccalaureate degree. Mount St. Vincent confers the degree of Bachelor of Arts on Wanda Marie Durling, Michelle Okatuma Essien, Adrian Jean Faulkner, Rhonda Lynn Hunter, Kellyanne Langell, Angela Marie McKenzie, Pamela Leanne McCulloch, George Patra, Robert Patrick Ryan, Mindy Sue Walker, Lynn Alice Wilson. Tanya Zwicker. The Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honors on Jeannie Marie Greeno. Jeannie is the recipient of the Sociology Anthropology Book Prize and is attending Acadia University, where she received an entrance scholarship to pursue a master's degree in sociology. Michelle Marie Lawrence. Mount St. Vincent University confers the Honours Certificate in Arts on Daniel Patrick Stevenson. Dan was the recipient of the Rudy Kafer Award in April for the Best Psychology 2210 poster presentation, and he's currently enrolled in the Master of Arts in School of Psychology. Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Bachelor of Science on Micheline Angel Kerkes, graduating with distinction. Tina Ann Louise McClellan. David Christopher Corkum. Jason David Pinson. Carolee White. Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors with First Class Honors on Joanna Charlotte Buisseret.
Madam Chancellor, the degree of Bachelor of Child Study on Stephanie Colleen Farrell. Deborah Ann LeBlanc. Julie Isabel Murdoch. Beverly Ann Burton. Madam Chancellor, the degree of Bachelor Applied Arts, Information Management, Cooperative Education route on Billy Ann Roberts. Mark William White. Madam Chancellor, the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration on Nancy Jane Carson. Sally Peng Peng Chan. Shelley Marie Clannon, Cooperative Education option with distinction and highest aggregate. Andrew Ronald Clattenburg. Jocelyn Delahunt with distinction. John Joseph Devereaux, Cooperative Education option. Joelle Dollard, Cooperative Education option with distinction. Tammy Lynn Fall. Kimberly A. Gannon. Todd Hurtle, Cooperative Education option with distinction. Donna Jeanette Jeffrey, Cooperative Education option with distinction. Stacy Langley with distinction. Christina E. Liang, Cooperative Education option. Christina also receives the Certificate of Proficiency in French today. Suzanne Elizabeth Lloyd, Cooperative Education option. Robert Scott MacDonald, Cooperative Education option with distinction.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Thank you, Robert.
Kimberly Ann McCacken, Cooperative Education option with distinction.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations, Kimberly.
Tanya Lee McIntyre, Cooperative Education option.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations, Tanya.
Shannon McKinnon.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Janine Marie McNeil, Cooperative Education option with distinction.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Angela Louise Morrison, Cooperative Education option.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations, Angela.
Annette Tanner.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations, Annette.
Coral Vino.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations, Cora.
Deborah Ann Ward.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations, Deborah.
Melanie Elizabeth Wells, Cooperative Education Option with Distinction.
I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, the degree of Bachelor of Science, Human Ecology on Christine Ann Cullen, Cooperative Education Option.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Human Ecology, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Joanne Hiscock.
Congratulations. I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Human Ecology. Congratulations, Joanne.
Elizabeth Kingsland with distinction and highest aggregate.
I confer the degree of Bachelor of Science, Human Ecology. Congratulations.
Amanda Lee MacDonald, Cooperative Education Option with distinction.
I confer the degree of Bachelor of Science, Human Ecology. Congratulations, Amanda.
Madam Chancellor, the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations on Robert Batherson, Cooperative Education Option with distinction and highest aggregate. Rob also receives the Certificate of Proficiency in French with distinction today.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, Robert.
Christopher Allen Newell, Cooperative Education Option with distinction.
I confer the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations, Christopher.
Erin Kathleen Sontag, Cooperative Education Option.
I confer the degree of Bachelor of Public Relations. Congratulations, Erin.
Madam Chancellor, the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management on Megan Elizabeth Baker, Cooperative Education Route. Megan also receives the Certificate in Business today.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, Megan.
Stephanie Dawn Llewellyn, Cooperative Education Route. Stephanie also receives the Certificate in Business today.
I confer the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Congratulations.
Francis George McCallum, Practica Route with distinction. He also receives the Certificate in Business today.
I confer the degree of Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Congratulations.
Madam Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you the following candidates for the Collegiate Honors of Graduation. I attest that they have successfully completed the required courses of study, and I ask that they be admitted to the master's degree. Mount St. Vincent University confers the degree of Master of Education on Christina F. Barrett.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, Christine.
Elizabeth Ann Bruce.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Norma Jean Burke.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Norma.
Jeffrey Mark Kanan.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Sherry Lynn Caldwell.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Barbara Carol Clegg.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Barbara.
Deborah Condren.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Deborah.
Holly Mae Copland.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Jeremy Cox.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Deirdre Furlong.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Deirdre.
Maria Lisa Giorgio.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Geraldine Henniger.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Geraldine.
Jane Howitt Kennedy.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Jane.
James Patrick Kelly.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, James.
Francis Kurtzreiter.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Francis.
Anne Marie McGinnis.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Anne Marie.
Janet Christina Marecki.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Janet.
Anthony Austin McGrath.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Anthony.
Karen Ruth Murray.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Maria Carmine Narciso.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Daphne Radford.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Daphne.
Anna Mary Redmond.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Linda Richardson.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Linda.
Leslie Campbell Reisinger.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Leslie.
Revelis. Cheryl Ann Revelis Mittelman. And this is Samantha. Samantha almost has 2.5 credits towards her master's degree. She has been the cohort's baby, as it were. She's gone to classes in Mississauga. So she's very comfortable, it seems, with the educational environment.
That's wonderful. Congratulations. I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Shirley Shea.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Shirley.
Margaret Lynn Tucker.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Margaret.
Carolyn Ingrid Van Gerp.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Carolyn.
Mary Jane Jacomine Vowles.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Mary Jane.
Sandra Diane Warren.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Sandra.
Renee Warren.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Renee.
Thomas Gerard White.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations.
Moira Susan Wills.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Moira.
Phyllis Eleanor Wilson.
I confer the degree of Master of Education. Congratulations, Phyllis.
Madam Chancellor, the degree of Master of Human Ecology on Linda Alice Bloor.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Human Ecology with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Tammy Fougere.
I confer the degree of Master of Human Ecology. Congratulations, Tammy.
Jennifer Ann Keith.
I confer the degree of Master of Human Ecology. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Pamela Millicent Lynch.
I confer the degree of Master of Human Ecology. Congratulations, Pamela.
Margaret A. Reed.
I confer the degree of Master of Human Ecology. Congratulations, Margaret.
Stephanie E. Vino.
I confer the degree of Master of Human Ecology. Congratulations, Stephanie.
Madam Chancellor, the degree of Masters of Arts, Education on Carolyn Nobes.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts Education with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Sonia Elaine Singer.
I confer the degree of Master of Arts Education. Congratulations, Sonia.
Madam Chancellor, the degree of Masters of Arts, Human Ecology, Bonnie Colleen Conrad.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts, Human Ecology, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, Bonnie.
Susan J. McIsaac.
I confer the degree of Master of Arts in Human Ecology. Congratulations, Susan.
Madam Chancellor, the degree of Master of Arts, School Psychology on Laura Stephanie Banks.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you to the degree of Master of Arts, School Psychology, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Stacy Marie Burns.
I confer the degree of Master of Arts, School Psychology. Congratulations, Stacy.
Suzanne Marie Lekowick.
I confer the degree of Master of Arts, School Psychology. Congratulations, Suzanne.
Ellen Marie McPhail.
I confer the degree of Master of Arts, School Psychology. Congratulations, Ellen.
Marlene Ruck.
I confer the degree of Master of Arts, School Psychology. Congratulations.
And I think we need, in this World Series times, the equivalent of the seventh inning stretch. So if you all stand up and you turn to page 14 in the program, and don't be afraid of the Latin. It's a phonetic language. And this is a lively song. Where's Dawn?
Gaudeamus igitur juvenes dum sumus. Gaudeamus igitur juvenes dum sumus. Post jucundam juventutem, post molestem senectutem, nos habebitumus, nos habebitumus. Vivat Academia, vivent professores, vivat Academia, vivent professores, vivat membrum quod libet, vivat membre quae libet, semper sint in flore, semper sint in flore.
Madam Chancellor, I was absent-minded and I forgot about the in absentias. We don't want to forget those. In addition, we confer, Madam Chancellor, the appropriate degrees and all those presented to the University Senate whose names are mentioned in the program.
I confer degrees in absentia on those persons so designated by the Dean.
Senate Medals of Distinction. These engraved pewter medals, awarded by the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, are given in recognition of superior academic achievement to each student who graduates with distinction and with highest aggregate in undergraduate diploma and degree programs. The master's medals are awarded upon recommendation of each department. This year's recipients are Janardhan Biswas, Diploma in Business Administration. Janardhan was born in India but spent most of his childhood in Singapore. During the 1980s, the Biswas family moved to Canada, another stop in the career travels of Janardhan's father, an Imperial Oil employee. In 1994, Janardhan graduated with distinction in the Bachelor of Science program. Following graduation, he decided to pursue his interests in business and completed a certificate in business administration, a stepping stone to the BBA. He has now completed another stepping stone, the diploma. He plans to complete the BBA, majoring in marketing and management and then on to an MBA in international business. Congratulations, Janardhan. Michelle Marie Lawrence, Bachelor of Arts Honors Psychology with first class honors and highest aggregate. Michelle comes from Brookside, Halifax County, and graduated today, as I said, with first class honors. In her honors thesis research, she compared continuous attending of both children and adults using a single, visual, and a dual, visual and oral modality task. This is the second Senate Medal of Distinction for Michelle. She previously graduated with a BSc in biology. Michelle intends to go to graduate school. Once again, congratulations, Michelle. Micheline Angèle Karakesh, Bachelor of Science with distinction. Micheline lives in Bedford and came to the Mount in 1982 from high school and left with a so-so transcript after her first year. In 1991, she decided to return to the Mount part-time, and what a change in her academic output. Contrary to Maclean's, who think that students finish within 4 years, many of our students study part-time, and Micheline is one of those. Her professors describe her as a very quiet and private, but also describe her as socially aware, concerned, a very mature and together young woman. Micheline is the mother of 2 children and is indicative of many of our students who decide later on that a university education is what they really want and need. Micheline would like to study pharmacy or medicine, and we congratulate her for going the distance of 15 years and for achieving such splendid results. Congratulations. Joanne C. Bisserer. Joanne is a qualified dental hygienist who decided to return to university to study psychology and chose to do so at the Mount with splendid results. During her studies, she worked both as a dental hygienist and as a nanny. She is a volunteer at Adsum House, a women's shelter here in Halifax. She completed her honors thesis this past summer. It was an investigation of cognitive processing and the development of reading skills. Congratulations, Joanne. Shelia Marie Clannon, Bachelor of Business Administration, Cooperative Education option. When applying for the Business Administration Cooperative Education Program, Shelia wrote, "This program will give me direct training in the field of business and will help me to confirm that the future plans I have chosen are right for me. The opportunity to work in the real world will confirm my plans for a future in business and accounting." And co-op did. Today, Shelia is working with Joan Raymond in Sydney as a CA student. Her co-op employers praised her for her initiative, creativity, flexibility, and her professional approach. She completed her first and third co-op terms at the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency head office in Moncton. After her first work term with the Entrepreneurship Division of ACOA, where she helped coordinate reception and publicity for the regional finalists for the Canadian Women of the Year Entrepreneur Awards, Shelia completed 2 co-ops with an accounting focus. She learned about income tax policies while working with Revenue Canada and corporate accounting principles with ACOA. We'll not be surprised to hear someday that Shelia started her own small business accounting firm. Congratulations, Shelia. Elizabeth A. Kingsland, Bachelor of Science, Human Ecology. Nutrition is Elizabeth's second career. Prior to coming to the Mount, she worked extensively in aquaculture, where she traveled from coast to coast in Canada, to Scotland, and to Tanzania, working on the feasibility of fish farming enterprises. Elizabeth has excelled in the nutrition program. Professors comment on her independent learning, her openness to new ideas, and her creativity. Elizabeth plans to enroll in the graduate human ecology program. She hopes to pursue a career in community nutrition with a view to working in developing countries. We wish you well. Robert Kevin Batherson, with distinction in the Bachelor of Public Relations and also with distinction in the Certificate in Proficiency in French. While at the Mount, Robert Batherson was able to combine his public relations education with his interest in government and politics. He actively participated in the Mount community, serving as Student Union Council's chair and editor and writer with the Picaro student newspaper. He also served as a member of the University Board of Governors, as well as on its nomination and campus planning committees. Robert completed 3 co-op terms with the federal government. His first with the COA's head office in Moncton gave him exposure to special events planning and management. His second term took him to Ottawa, where he worked in publications with the Department of Indian and Northern Affairs. He then returned to Halifax to work on the communications initiative for the 1996 census with Statistics Canada. Robert's co-op employers were impressed with his skill and technical abilities, his maturity, enthusiasm, and willingness to take on new tasks. One employer commented that his key strength is that he keeps himself well informed on current issues on the local, regional, and national level. All his co-op employers stated he was a valuable member of their communication team. While completing his Bachelor of Public Relations, Robert worked with the Progressive Conservative Caucus office in Halifax and is currently working in the Ottawa office of the Honorable Peter MacKay, the Member of Parliament for Pictou Antigonish-Guysborough. Congratulations, Rob. Francis George McCallum, Bachelor of Tourism and Hospitality Management. Frank lives in Herring Cove, and like many today, he is starting on a new career. He wanted to do something interesting for the second half of his life. He chose tourism and hospitality management and decided to complete his degree while still teaching high school. He started his coursework through open learning distance education and impressed his professors with the quality of his written assignments, also with clever cartoons, I hear. Frank retired from teaching last spring, and while he is missed by his former students, he is a welcome addition to the tourism field. His work was always exceptionally thorough and consistently beyond expectations. In class, he enlivened discussions with his wit and insight. Professors and students here at the Mount will miss his unique contributions to the program, but we certainly wish Frank well in what will certainly be a truly interesting and successful second career. Best wishes, Frank. The master's medals are awarded by the departments. Moira Susan Wills, Masters of Education in Educational Psychology. Moira graduated with a BA in 1982 and a BEd in 1984 from Queen's University. She completed her Masters of Education at MSVU while working full-time, being a single parent, and being involved in numerous volunteer commitments. Currently, she is president of the Junior League. Moira is a distance education and learning technology consultant and resource coordinator for Perinatal Education Partnership Program, PEP, which is the project between Dalhousie School of Nursing, the IWK Grace Hospital, and the Reproductive Care Program of Nova Scotia. This is a program to deliver postgraduate baccalaureate education to nurses throughout Nova Scotia via distance education. Congratulations, Moira. Pamela M. Lynch, Master of Human Ecology. As the president has already indicated, Pam has been a member of the Mount community, and for 20 years. Thus, we know her both as a colleague and a student. Her deep commitment to the Mount is rivaled only by her similar commitment to Acadia, where she completed her undergraduate degree. Pam views education as an important part of her professional obligation. As a student, she is committed to academic excellence and displays an inherent intellectual curiosity. Professionally, Pam has been a leader as a consultant dietitian in private practice, as well as in the area of sport nutrition for a number of years. She is recognized both provincially and nationally for her innovative approaches. She is never reticent to accept new challenges and serves as the member of the Sport Nutrition Advisory Committee of the Sports Medicine and Science Council of Canada. Pam has an outstanding ability to communicate with the lay public, as evidenced by her frequent appearances on various mass media. She fulfills her academic and professional obligations while she meets the needs of a busy family life. Pam Lynch is a delight to know, and our colleagues at the Mount feel that the degree she receives today is but another step in her continued pursuit of excellence. Congratulations, Pam. Carolyn Louise Nobes, Masters of Arts, Education, Adult Education. Carolyn recently finished her MA Research in Adult Education. Her thesis was entitled Shifting to the Third Generation, Open and Distance Education. Carolyn is the program coordinator for the Open Learning Distance Education program here at the Mount and is the workhorse, the heart and soul behind its success. The program has grown from an enrollment 5 years ago of 50 to over 600 this year. She is an active member of the Canadian Association for Distance Education and has presented papers at the International Conferences of Distance Education meetings in the United Kingdom and the United States. She is an avid sportswoman, gardener, community volunteer, and let's not forget, wife and mother, all done with enthusiasm, style, and grace. Congratulations, Carol. Sonia Alleyne Singer, Master of Arts Education, Literacy Education. Sonia Singer, a high school English teacher for the past 12 years, has been unanimously recommended by her professors in recognition of her scholarly commitment, her remarkable determination, and her persistence in pursuing difficult and risky intellectual tasks. Her MA thesis, Voices from the Margins, an original study of marginalized teachers in Nova Scotia schools, locates her work clearly in the Mount tradition of politically conscious and transformative education. An advocate for a more socially responsible English curriculum, Sonia practiced what she preaches in her own rural high school classroom. A delightfully challenging student and teacher, Sonia has the marks of a scholar. She persists in asking and re-asking the really hard questions. Congratulations, Sonia. Suzanne Marie Lekowick, Masters of Arts, School Psychology. Suzanne graduated with a BA and a BEd from the University of Prince Edward Island and has taught in Calgary. Suzanne is a school psychologist currently in Cumberland County and achieved the highest academic standing in the Masters of Arts in the School Psychology program. Her master's thesis, Empathy and its Relationship to Classroom Behavior, is indicative of her interest, concern, and commitment to the welfare of children within our schools. Her skills extend into the practical realm, and she has been praised for her ability to relate to children and school personnel, as well as her ability to work diligently with parents, teachers, and children to achieve their potential. Congratulations, Suzanne. And not in attendance is Carla Margot Hustis, Bachelor of Applied Arts in Child and Youth Study. Carla is currently attending Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, where she is completing an internship in child's life, the profession that services the social, emotional, and educational needs of hospitalized children and youth. So we will send our congratulations to Carla. The Valedictorian Prize. This provides all valedictorians with a lasting momentum of their achievement and contribution to the graduating class. To be chosen valedictorian, the student must have maintained a strong academic record, must have been actively involved in a number of extracurricular activities either on campus or in the community, must have been nominated as a fitting spokesperson. I am pleased to award the valedictorian prize to Stacy Langley, BBA, with distinction. Stacy comes from Port Hawkesbury. She graduated, as I've already said, with a Bachelor of Business Administration, and she concentrated in accounting. Stacy was very active in the Mount community. She was a member of the Business Society, the Association of Collegiate Entrepreneurs, and a very active member of the Student Alumni Association, an association which devotes itself to promoting the university not only with current students but also with prospective students. Stacy, as she's already indicated, is gainfully employed, and that is with Doane Raymond in Dartmouth. Congratulations, Stacy. The President's Prize. These special awards are donated by the university president and are given to the members of the graduating class whose energy, generosity, and commitment have enriched Mount St. Vincent during their time as students and who show promise that their commitment will continue as alumni. One will be given in absentia, and one is given to a student here present. I should say a graduate here present. The undergraduate President's Prize goes to Robert Kevin Batherson, or as we know him as Rob. And I know your short-term memory is good, so I won't say another word about him. And the Master's Prize in absentia goes to Cynthia Gale Penny. Gale's a teacher in Clarenville, Newfoundland. Her Newfoundland roots give her a clear-eyed understanding of education in a challenging culture. Her work with children and her colleagues always demonstrates her sensitivity, humor, good common sense, and political awareness. Gale has her young students keep daily learning logs to examine their own learning processes. It's the best way, she says, I know to learn about my teaching as well. She is committed to teaching as a learning enterprise and to professional growth as an ongoing responsibility. For her, literacy is more than learning how to read or teaching one to read the printed text, but it also means learning, teaching how to read the world. Congratulations, Cynthia. Kappa Gamma Pi. Membership in Kappa Gamma Pi, Honor Society of Catholic Universities for Women, is awarded to graduates who, in addition to high scholastic standing and a good record in extracurricular activities, give promise of academic leadership in the future. The undergraduate award goes to Kimberly Ann McCacken, BBA with distinction, Cooperative Education Option. The most remarkable change in Kim during her years at the Mount is her increased self-confidence. As she progressed through her co-op term, she demonstrated increasing initiative and assertiveness. Always hardworking, responsible, and willing to take on new tasks, her co-op employers were pleased with her accomplishments. The marketing plan she developed for the Nova Scotia Choral Federation was a great success. Susan Marsh, the executive director, stated, her work habits were excellent, and I felt no worries leaving her in charge. By her third co-op term, she was ready to go away and took off to Ottawa to work with the National Graduate Register at Industry Canada. In her entrance essay to the co-op education program, Kim wrote, "It will be my responsibility as a co-op student to represent Mount St. Vincent University to the business community and to uphold the positive reputation of the program." This year, Kim received an entrance scholarship to Dalhousie University's Masters of Business Business Administration program, evidence that she continues to represent the Mount well. Congratulations, Kimberly. And the graduate award is in absentia on Penelope Jane Thacker. Penny is one of our many graduates from Mississauga, a member of a tightly knit cohort of teachers who went through the graduate literacy program together. Throughout her program of study, Penny consistently displayed adherence to high academic standards. She emerged as an intellectual leader whose commitment to excellence and to outstanding service within her profession are truly praiseworthy. And I know her colleagues will extend to her our congratulations on achieving this graduate award. Congratulations, Penny.
Madam Chancellor, it is a pleasure and an honor to present to you Alleyne Travis Murphy for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Honoris Causa. A graduate of St. Francis Xavier University and the Université de Montréal, Alleyne joined the Mount in 1951 as the first lay faculty member in what was then the Home Economics Department. As a member of Senate and as director of the Nutrition and Dietetics program, she served on every major standing committee within the university, and in so doing helped to shape the department and the Mount as we know it today. Alleyne was instrumental in establishing the graduate program in home economics education, and she pioneered the co-op model for dietetics education, an innovative and forward-looking approach to practice-based education. Professor Murphy's contribution to professional development has been exemplary. Her time and talents have been devoted especially to the Nova Scotia and Canadian Dietetics and Home Economics Association. As president and member of the board of directors, Alleyne chaired many task forces and committees to develop strategic plans, codes of ethics, standards of practice, academic requirements, and accreditation procedures. In recognition of her contributions, Professor Murphy has received the Honor Award from both the Dietetics and the Home Economics Association, the only person to receive this award from the two major associations of our profession. As Vice President of International Development for the Canadian Home Economics Association, she was responsible to the Canadian International Development Agency for the International Twinning Program, a unique program which links Canadian home economists to those in several developing countries to provide professional development through educational activities and projects which address the needs of families. This follows on her own work in the Dominican Republic to establish a nutrition rehabilitation and education center, at the University of Malawi as a visiting professor, in the Canadian Northwest with First Nations healthcare workers, and as a contributor to many conferences on international health, particularly the nutritional health of women and families. Many of her research activities reflect this concern for the educational needs of home economics professionals, and the large number of countries represented in the Mount's graduate program attest to the university's reputation and the value of this very special mission. Now retired, Professor Murphy continues as research editor of the Canadian Home Economics Journal, as chairperson of the advisory board of the Nova Scotia Centre on Aging, and as a member of the Mount's Chaplaincy Advisory Committee. In 1992, she was named Professor Emeritus. Alleyne Murphy has given selflessly of her time, wisdom, and compassion to create opportunities for others. For her contribution to the Mount and to her profession, I ask you, Madam Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, to confer on Alleyne Travis Murphy the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, Honoris Causa.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you, Alleyne Murphy, to the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Okay. Very much.
Thank you. Thank you. You can just stand in place if you want. You can just stand in place if you want.
Madam Chancellor, graduates, distinguished guests, graduates, parents. It is an honor to present Kathleen Shannon for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. Kathleen Shannon founded Studio D at the National Film Board of Canada in 1974. Studio D was the first government, and sadly the last, funded women's program. By creating a space where women would be encouraged to become accomplished filmmakers in order to tell women's stories, Kathleen Shannon would change forever the landscape of Canadian cinema. Women like Terry Nash, Oscar-winning director of If You Love This Planet, would bring the perspectives of women to all social issues through the powerful and empowering medium of film. Reflecting on Kathleen Shannon's exceptional and generous leadership, Terry Nash said, "If the front door was closed to women filmmakers, she'd let us in the back door. If the back door was closed, she'd let us in through the windows." For 13 years, Kathleen Shannon, now known as the Gate Crasher, would oversee the production of more than 100 films. These films received 75 international awards, among them 2 Academy Awards and a Genie Award. With an open mandate to produce films to advance the status of women, she was nonetheless accountable to a larger institution that did not always get it. The only woman at management meetings, she started knitting to prevent having knots in her stomach at the end of frustrating and lengthy discussions. Now, she knits landscapes in her beautiful and peaceful retreat in British Columbia, where after 40 years in filmmaking, she works as a feminist counselor, welcoming women who come for a respite from city stress or jobs in unfriendly environments. She brings to this new task the experience and sensitivity of someone who in the first 35 years of her life met adversity and pain head-on, someone who knows all too well about the demands of motherhood and career, someone who understood long ago the necessity for women not to be intimidated when society is letting them down. The recent closing of Studio D last year, declared a national treasure by the Canadian Institute for Women's Culture, is a serious setback for women. However, what has been accomplished thanks to Kathleen Shannon cannot be terminated. There is a body of work that has been instrumental in challenging society, and there are now several talented women filmmakers who can inspire others to follow in their footsteps to make the world a better place. For her unique and outstanding contribution, Kathleen Shannon received the Order of Canada, 2 honorary degrees from Queen's University and last year from York University. For her unbreakable spirit, her vision, and her dissenting voice, I ask you, Madam Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, to confer upon Kathleen Shannon the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you, Kathleen Shannon, to the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Thank you.
Madam Chancellor, it is hard for us as individuals to feel that we can make a difference. Many of us struggle with this, and much of the time it seems that we just can't really affect the world we live in. But Janet Connors proves otherwise. She is someone who has stood up, who has acted, and who has made a difference. Janet is the mother of Gus, the daughter of Irene and Donald Pritchard, the sister of Ross, Lois, Norma, Donnie, and Ruth. She is the good friend of Michael Rodriguez and many other people. And Janet is the widow of Randy Connors, who died in 1994 of AIDS. Randy had hemophilia, and he was infected by contaminated blood products. Janet contracted AIDS through sexual relations with her husband. Together, the Connors became central figures in the fight to deal with these issues in an honest and humane manner. It has been a long and difficult fight. Over the past several years, Janet and Randy were active in the Nova Scotia Persons with AIDS Coalition and the Nova Scotia Women and AIDS Project. They pushed hard for full investigation into tainted blood products. The Creever inquiry was a result of their efforts and those of others, and Janet continues to work for full public disclosure from that inquiry. Together, Randy and Janet received the Nova Scotia Human Rights Award and were named to Maclean's Honor Roll. Continuing this work after Randy's death, Janet has become a primary spokeswoman for HIV/AIDS activists. She is often consulted by the media. She's taken part in documentaries on CBC television and CBC radio. In 1992, she negotiated a $5 million compensation package with the Nova Scotia government for those infected through the blood distribution system. This is the best package that is available in Canada. It is the only one that provides for those who were secondarily infected. Janet's efforts, however, do not stop with the victims of the blood system. She works for justice and decent treatment for all those who are living with HIV and AIDS. She lobbies politicians and she goes to conferences. She educates the public about the spread of this virus by giving hundreds of presentations in churches, medical centers, and schools. For this work, she has earned many honors, including an honorary degree from Acadia University and being twice named to Maclean's Women of Distinction list. In 1995, she was given the Stonewall Community Award in recognition of her work for gay, lesbian, and bisexual rights. In these many activities, Janet Connors is articulate, persistent, confident. She is an impressive figure who personifies the moral force of her cause. According to Janet, that has involved a great deal of personal growth. She recalls being shy and having problems with self-esteem when she was younger. It's hard to imagine that now, seeing this very strong and persuasive woman. But I think that's the point, that a self-described ordinary woman could, through her work, capture the conscience and the caring of this nation. Janet Connors has given service to people living with HIV and AIDS, and she has given service to every one of us. She has shown the effect that one dedicated person can have, and that is invaluable. Madam Chancellor, in the name of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, and on behalf of all of us here, I ask you to bestow on Janet Connors the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
On behalf of the Senate of Mount St. Vincent University, I admit you, Janet Connors, to the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Thank you for that. I would like to take a moment to express my gratitude to the Mount St. Vincent community, the Board of Governors, and the Senate, and to Dr. Brown for granting me this honor. That this honor comes from the Mount is especially gratifying. My mother, Irene Pritchard, worked here at the Mount for 12 years, and I believe she always felt that this community was an extension of her family. Because of the time my mom was here, I came to know many of the staff and always felt welcomed and cared about. So I feel that I'm coming back to many old friends today. The Mount's strong support of women in their studies and its celebration of the work that we all do makes me particularly proud to receive this honor from the Mount. I am truly humbled to stand in the company of Alleyne Murphy and Kathleen Shannon, my fellow honorary degree recipients. I wish to extend my congratulations to the class of 1997 on all your hard work and your wonderful outcome today. Although I'm a transplanted Maritimer, I feel that I've lived in the Maritimes long enough to start adopting maritime habits. I would like to comment on the weather. Hasn't this been a stunningly beautiful autumn? I especially love the fall, the crispness of the air, the brilliance of the autumn leaves and foliage, an ending to lazy summer days, and to me, the most obvious and enjoyable season change. This year, however, the ending has been more difficult for me to adjust to. There are many endings occurring at this time in my life that I just now have the time to finish coping with. Some of the obvious endings have been the deaths of friends, the most difficult being the death of my husband, Randy, which caused the end of my marriage and the end of my family life as I knew it. A huge ending that I and many, many others are experiencing is the end of the Creever inquiry and the court cases that, dare I say, have plagued the inquiry. With the end of the inquiry comes an end of much of the work I have been doing for the past 4 years. My son Gus is in grade 12 this year and will soon be finished school. This is an ending that I especially look forward to. It wasn't so very long ago that I expected I would not be alive for this ending. I can't wait to attend his graduation. All of you here today are experiencing an ending of this part of your school life. For a very long time, I believed that endings were mostly about things going missing in our lives and about loss. I avoided endings at all costs. I was always the last one to leave a party or the last one to go to bed at night. In part, I was just plain nosy and didn't want to miss anything. But mostly, I just wanted to avoid or deny the ending. I couldn't say goodbye to friends that were moving away. I found it very difficult to quit my job after Gus was born. I stayed too long in a violent first marriage because I was unable to bear an ending. Plainly, I believed that endings were negative experiences. I tried to avoid them, but I realized that I was really only avoiding thinking about what endings really mean. So, while all these recent endings have been occurring, I set myself the task of trying to understand my feelings. Just about the first thing I figured out was that all endings create change. I thought to myself, oh great, I hate change more than I hate endings, and decided that I just wouldn't think about it anymore. Well, I thought sometimes denial is a moderately effective coping mechanism. I realized that I couldn't leave it alone and I had to finish the task. I set off to talk to family and friends about change and to try to experience it rather than just have change happen and pretend that I had no control over it. My very dear friend Michael Rodriguez made a tape of show tunes for me. I loved that tape and listened to it full blast every time I am alone in my car. I listened to it on the way to the Mount today. One of the songs in particular really hit home for me. I thought the title of the song was Parents' Paradox, but Michael informed me that it was actually titled Stop Time. It is about a mother singing to her child. She is telling him how much she loved him when he was 2 months old, and all of a sudden he is 2 years old and has become a different child. She tells how she goes through the various stages with him that children go through, and that just as she gets to know each child he has become, he grows and changes. She acknowledges that she likes and loves each child he becomes, but that she misses the child that he was. That song really makes me remember each child that Gus was, and I realize that I miss him as a 3-year-old, and as a 5-year-old, and as a 13-year-old. It also helps me to realize how deeply I love who he is today, and just how much I like who he is today. It also made me realize that yes, change is hard, but it is not bad. It is not something to be avoided. It is more often than not a cause for remembering, reflecting, and for celebration. This has been a particularly difficult speech for me to write. With each ending, I found myself becoming more and more confused, and I have been quite depressed over the last few weeks. While doing a talk Friday night in Fredericton, New Brunswick, I began to realize that endings are in reality simply beginnings. I spoke earlier about Randy's death causing the end of my family life as I knew it. Recently, my youngest sister, Ruth, ended a relationship and moved back to Nova Scotia from Ottawa. I invited her to live with Gus and me. My friend Michael recently decided to leave Toronto, where he has lived for the past 10 years. I invited him to live with Gus and me for as long as he needed to. I realized just the other day that I've created the beginnings of a new family. I spoke about the ending of the Creever inquiry that caused the ending of much of the work that I have been doing. This ending has allowed me to reevaluate the work I have done and want to continue doing. I believe that we in the AIDS community allowed ourselves to become hopeful after the International AIDS Conference in Vancouver, where we heard so much good news about new treatments. Unfortunately, I believe this hopefulness has led to a complacency within the AIDS community, and we have allowed ourselves to become advocates rather than activists. As a community, we rose up in anger over the government's delays in agreeing to renew the National AIDS Strategy. The announcement was finally made at the outset of the previous federal election campaign, and it seemed that we were so relieved that we forgot to fight for increased funding. It seems that we have lost the urgency of our fight. We struggle every day to do this extremely difficult and at times emotionally draining work while we continue to be underfunded. We are now faced with entering the year 2000, trying to do this work with funding equivalent to 1993. Every day in Canada, between 4 and 6 persons are infected with HIV. Every day in Canada, persons living with HIV continue to live in poverty, secrecy, fear, and sometimes shame. Persons living with HIV in Canada continue to die. I am living proof that complacency can be dangerous. The Canadian Red Cross became very complacent in its operation of Canada's blood system. Their complacency led to the infection and death of Randy, my infection, and that of at least 1,200 other Canadians. Their continued complacency led to the infection with hepatitis C of another 12,000 Canadians. The complacency of the federal government today has failed to allow for the creation of a truly new and safer blood system in Canada. That complacency puts every person in Canada at very grave risk. I had thought my fights were done, but I have realized that there were only battles in a greater war, and that there are a great many battles left to be fought. I must fight to ensure that I and my community do not remain complacent. I must fight to ensure that the activists in my community continue to exist. I must fight to ensure that Canada has a safe blood supply. I must fight to assist the women and children who have been harmed by Canada's blood supply. I must fight to prevent even one more HIV infection. I must fight to ensure the dignity of every person living with or affected by HIV. I have chosen my battles. I speak of my battles because one of the most important lessons I have learned in my life is that one person can make a difference, and sometimes all it takes is that one person who is willing to stand up and speak. We must each choose our battles and continue to fight until all the battles are won. I urge each one of you to never forget that each one of us counts and can make a difference. I will remember that change is hard, but it is also the very thing that makes being alive so interesting and exciting. With each ending, I will remember and reflect and celebrate the new beginning that will surely follow. I thank you for your kind attention this afternoon.
On behalf of this Assembly and my fellow graduates, it is my privilege to thank Dr. Janet Connors, honorary degree recipient, for her most moving and humane convocation address. Janet, you have been and continue to be an impressive female role model who has led the charge for societal change and public awareness despite overwhelming personal adversity. Your courageous struggle to bring about significant and lasting transformation on a provincial, national, and international level is a constant inspiration, reminding us just how effective one person can be. Your efforts will benefit society forever. Today, we as graduates are very proud to be associated with these three strong women, our honorary degree recipients, whose resolute objectives have each contributed to meaningful change and growth in their respective areas of expertise. On behalf of the graduating class of 1997, we thank you for your words of inspiration.
And now, as we come to the close of these convocation exercises, I'd like to say once again, congratulations to all the graduates of today and to the recipients of the honorary degrees. Your lives and your service are an inspiration and an example to all of us. We thank those who have come to the convocation. You've been a really alert, enthusiastic, and supportive audience. And congratulations to you on the accomplishments of those whose graduations you've come to be a part of. The graduates and their families and guests are invited to a reception in the Rosaria Center as soon as the convocation ceremonies are concluded. And so it is my duty now as Chancellor to declare this convocation closed.